Welcome back, guys, to another video. A guy reached out to me, and I believe he's the same age as me, but essentially what he was asking, guys, was how do I stay motivated at my age? Now, I'm just going to put it out there, guys. At my age, I feel very young, right? Few things annoy me more than when somebody says that they turn 30 or they're out of college. I'm an adult. I can't, I gotta be an adult now. No, I'm not saying be a kid, but they act like they're already grown up. No, you're still a kid at 20. You're still a kid at 25. You're still a kid at 30. You're still a kid at 35. In the grand scheme of things, guys, you're still a young person. I mean, obviously, if you're acting immature or if you're not doing anything with your life by the time you're 25, 30, 35, yeah, there's an issue. But I tell guys, and then I have to tell myself, stop rushing things, right? You don't need to have everything, you don't need to figure out everything by the time you're 30, 35. If you're one of those that knows your life calling at an early age, you're lucky, right? But a lot of times, it takes years of doing different things in order to find that calling of what you actually like to do and what you don't like to do. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. In the meantime, make sure that you don't do any stupid decisions. Don't get somebody pregnant. Um, Obviously, don't commit any crimes. And then you have a criminal record, and then that's going to hinder you on a lot of things. Obviously, don't do anything stupid, but experiment in life, right? Go travel, go do this. If you want to be an entrepreneur, try this field, get this certification. Um, Myself, guys. So to answer this guy's question, I told him, I'm like, one, I feel like I'm super young still. I don't have that, oh, I need to be married. I need to, have my life figured out, or, my youth is gone, right? No, that's BS. I'm still young, and I'm not saying that in a, ignorant way. I'm just like, yeah, like I feel young. I work out every day, so maybe that helps, but that gives me energy and that makes me ambitious. Every single day, I work towards my dream, my mini goals. That's what keeps me motivated. I run multiple businesses. I'm trying to be the best version of myself, including the self improvement journey. And that keeps me motivated, right? Because, I want to maximize my life. I have one life, and I want to make sure that I'm the best version of myself and I don't regret it. And that's what I encourage you guys. So whatever it is, you guys, whatever type of life that you want, every day work towards it. Take a action step towards it. Are there going to be setbacks? Sure. Are there times where you're not going to feel like it? Of course. I feel like it every day. I just want to not give up. I'm just like, I just kind of want to put things aside and just maybe chill. And then I'm like, F that, right? Maximize this time. It is my dream. If it was that easy, everybody would be living their dream life. But it's not, guys. And that's not woo woo talk or motivational talk. It is. Ask the average person, ask your friend, ask most people that they're just, when they say, oh, how's your life going? First thing you're going to hear out of them is like a, like a sigh of relief, like a sigh of, not a relief, but like a sigh of things are not going their way, tough work week, just doing enough to get by. No, F that. Be the person that's actually living your dream, but not in an idealistic way, guys, in a way that you actually are working towards it, because it is not going to be easy. You can get motivated for a week, you can get motivated for a day, but come back 3, 4, 5 years from now, and if you still have that same discipline and routine and you're still motivated, now you're on the right track. You're actually serious about it, right? Because you can be serious about it for 20 minutes, but as soon as the show on Netflix comes on, or you get that text from your buddy wanting to go out, and then you use that as a priority versus your actual dream, then you're just not serious about it. You want it, but you're not willing to work for it. So I told this guy is, I both want it, but I'm also willing to work for it. And I've been doing so for, the better part of almost a decade in terms of like self-improvement, but a half a decade in terms of like the more entrepreneurship. Once I got to get a little bit of experience in the world in terms of adulthood, of what I actually want to, what I want my, I'm not saying the rest of my life to look like, guys, but especially, the next 10 years, while I'm still in my 30s, going to my early 40s, I have a set idea of what I want to do, and then, priorities might change. So I'm not saying that you have to have everything planned to a T, but have an idea, at least maybe for this part of your life, you know, knock on wood, hopefully we all live a long life, right? So plan for the future, but also don't make sure that in the moment you appreciate what you have. So every day work towards your dream, and you'll see that when you're busy and you're actually working towards something that excites you, not saying you have to be a maniac about it, guys, but you'll see that you'll actually start to enjoy that more than just, going out, getting drunk, binge watching on TV shows. Now, there's nothing wrong with watching or going out from time to time. But, guys, I'm telling you, the older you get and you kind of see maybe other people passing you and you're not really living the life that you want, that's when you're going to have that FOMO in terms of fear of missing out, or you didn't live up to your potential. You settled, you were lazy, combination of both. You just wasted a lot of time doing things or with people who are time wasters. So I don't want you to have that. And that's what I kind of realized early, very fast. And then I made sure that, boom, nothing's going to stop me from achieving what I want. So hopefully, guys, you found some value out of that. If you did, please please subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions about anything, send me an email down below, or you can book a call and we can discuss then. And once again, guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.